What are you doing, Jen? We have your play area set up. Cocomelon going in the background. Mama likes to spread out Jensen's toys. I typically do all his toys in the same area. So we have the piano here, little fish that crinkles, alphabet wheel over here, his guitar, little hedgehog vibrates and makes noise, and then rattles, bells, another rattle, teething ring, rattle, and then just like some other random toys. A lot of these make noise. He typically gravitates over here to the piano or his alphabet wheel. Anytime he runs into them or kicks them, they make noise, and then he typically stays next to that and makes noise with it for quite a while. Our vision teacher was saying that it's not a good or bad thing to keep the toys in the same spot. It just kind of depends on what way you look at it. If you keep the things in the same spot, then he knows exactly where they are and might gravitate towards it. Maybe he does just really like his piano and that's why he always goes to the left. Otherwise, it might be a good idea to switch up all of these toys so it's a surprise for wherever he goes and hits. I might just have to try tomorrow moving some of these in different spots and see if he just likes being over near the couch, or maybe he does just really love his little piano over there. Plus we have our tactile blanket. He loves this thing. All right, buddy. Mama's gonna go make breakfast. Good morning. So Jensen is playing in the other room. I'm gonna make myself some breakfast, get some coffee. It is 6:16. Jensen anymore is getting up at 4:30, but he's also going to bed at like 4:30. Did keep him up later successfully last night. He went to bed at like 6 something. So it's usually between like 4 and 7 that he's going to bed. Typically sleeping about 12 hours, which is great. Love it. But the other day he was waking up at like 3:45 and I'm like, can't do this. We can't do this. We gotta switch this around. Anyway, today is my first day off in 4 days. Just started a new job this week, and with that I was training for 4 days, which is fine. But I feel like I haven't been with Jensen all week because by the time I got home, he was asleep. I just loved watching him play this morning, and we're just gonna eat. We're hitting that like mid-morning, let me take a small nap in my swing section, so hold on one second. You happy? Yeah. Anyway, started a new job this week. Feel like I haven't seen Jensen. It's been weird not seeing him, not having a day off to like hang out with him. This morning was just really fun to watch him play around. Sitting up so much better. Starting to grab things in both hands, which is something we're trying to work on for occupational therapy. It's just so exciting, and just seeing him sit up, it just clicked one day. Anyway. Today I just wanted to reach out to all those mamas out there, give an affirmation that you don't have to be struggling with something to be struggling in your mind. Does that make sense? Wow, no, that does not make sense. However, I think what I was trying to get at is that everything in my life at this moment is going really well. However, I'm still having some mental struggles. So that is what I mean when I butchered whatever I was trying to say before. Because honestly, I feel so good with this new job, not having to cover call, not have to work weekends. I'm just feeling extremely blessed with where I'm at right now. I mean, Jensen's almost 1, I have a new job. Josh and I have been going to counseling, and that's just been feeling really good. I'm finally able to work out again, so I have all these things going for me. I'm very blessed, very fortunate to have people reaching out to me that are so supportive, and it's just like, why did I just come home crying the other day, right? Those things are okay. The other day I just woke up, I remember what it was. It was a 3:45 morning. No, was it? I don't know. Jensen woke up really early the one morning, and I think just the lack of sleep because I went to bed super late that night too. And I was watching a Special Olympics video that Josh had sent me on TikTok. I just had this overwhelming feeling that I wanted to cry, and it's not out of sadness. It was just, I can't even tell you. I felt the need to cry, and I'm like, well, no, I gotta go to work here. No crying, makeup's already done. Went to work, it was great. Like I said, I'm training. And then that night I had women's soccer. I know I'm probably not giving myself enough credit, but I feel like I absolutely suck. I know where I used to be, where I'm playing now. I feel like Jensen took something from me when I gave birth to him, and I have no agility, I have no stamina. It's just bad. In my mind, I'm doing terrible, and this is something that I have. This is something I am good at, and it's not going well. In my head, that I'm already feeling kind of upset, and I'm like, well, now I can't even play soccer, and this is my one outlet. I honestly wanted to cry at halftime, but it just felt like, why am I this upset? This is pathetic. Talked to the ladies afterwards, love them, they're awesome. They started started talking about kids because just sleeping through the night and such. And then they started talking about going to bed so early that they need blackout blinds, and I was gonna chime in and be like, I don't have that problem. Honestly, I'm gonna joke about things and I'm cool with that. I never got to say it because the moment passed, and that's fine, as I wheeled my knife around. After that moment, and I walked to the car, and I still just felt this overwhelming weight of, I just need to cry. I started to think about the blackout blinds and the fact that Jensen will not see the sunlight streaming through, and specifically our blinds with the little stars cut out. He will not see the sunlight coming through, illuminating each individual little star. That's what did it for me. I started to cry. I came home and I knew I just needed to vent to Josh. I said, hey, I don't know what's going on. I think starting a new job, feeling like I'm terrible at soccer, lack of sleep, it's just all playing in. But there's also one other huge thing that I know is bothering me. It's the idea that Jensen's almost 1. Now, you guys, I don't know why Jensen being 1 is, I really want to see my counselor about this, because I just want a professional opinion. Like, what's the psychology behind this? I'm actually intrigued in an educational way of, I am getting this anxiety about where I was this time a year ago. I just want to go back to it and enjoy it, maybe because I don't know if I'll ever get to experience that again. Or I just felt so out of it during labor. I wish I would have videotaped it, which is something I never thought I would want. I wish I had that now, because now I don't know if I'm going to get that again. I had these pregnancy tremors that really kind of knocked me out, and I just felt like I wasn't there. Things were foggy. Even after they took Jensen out of me and put him on me, I felt like I wasn't there. I don't know if it's this idea that I'll never get to experience that again, or what that part of it is. But then it's also the whole idea that, oh my gosh, a year ago, that PTSD of what we went through. I don't want to think of his first birthday that way. I want to think about how amazing he is, how much he has grown. I'm just so proud of where I'm at, where he's at. That a year ago we had to grasp this whole new concept of Jensen's life's going to be a lot different than what we imagined, and our life is going to be a lot more different than what we imagined. So coming from all the way from that to where we are now, celebrating his little milestones that he's sitting up now, personality that he's starting to get, and all the trials and tribulations that we have gone through as a family. There he is. He's just hanging out in his swing right now. Ooh, my tomatoes. Add a little spinach here. Can you ever just tear the bag across the top? No, it just has to split right down the middle. Another thing with Jensen's first birthday, I am doing just like a friends get together at my parents' pool. I started to think like, oh my gosh, Jillian, are you just really testing yourself right now? Because are you gonna be okay seeing all these kids all at once, how they're gonna interact versus where Jensen's at? Probably setting myself up for failure, but it's gonna be okay. It's seriously just a day thing, how you're feeling that day, because, you know, I'm generally pretty okay now, generally. But we went to the grocery store the other day and I saw 3 people in a row with their kids about Jensen's age, sitting up so proper, head up, eyes open, and I was not feeling great that day. I just like wanted to throw a temper tantrum. Any other moms out there struggling with this, give yourself grace. I mean, it is what it is. Having a kiddo is strenuous on a relationship. I know that Josh and I would have struggled with a normal baby, but it has been taxing on our relationship. It's just hard. If you've ever struggled with depression or anxiety, that plays a huge role into things. Okay, baby boy. Helping Mama cook breakfast. You're such a good helper. Oh boy. Oh boy. Turns out I need 2 hands. Alright. Doing big things. Mama's making a mess. Anyway, not super fun talking about this, but obviously relationships get tested. Josh and I were able to have calm conversations of like where we feel like we're at in that moment, and the fact that we both see a future that we are not together. And not that we want that by any means, but at least we can calmly discuss that we both have had those thoughts and how do we fix that. Finally got to the point, and it wasn't even our relationship, but just how we are dealing with things differently, you know, whether it be depression or anxiety. He's licking me. What are you doing, Goofy? got to the point where it's either we go to a counselor or this is just gonna be a downward spiral. I'm just here to give you all this information. You're not alone. Counselors aren't a bad thing. Mental health is much more talked about than it used to be, but I'm just here to reiterate that I'm not ashamed that we go to a counselor together. It has helped our marriage. We haven't been going consistently enough, but I can tell as our sessions go on that we communicate a lot better, which in turn works better for Jensen. Yeah, enough about that. Anyway, I just wanted to touch base on mental health and just taking care of yourselves, and that feeling sad for no apparent reason is okay. And I know I said I was gonna stop talking to the camera here, but like I said, I got things to do. I started a new job. I didn't have very many days off to film this week, but we are gonna do better about just vlogging our life, kind of like we did at the hospital that day. Do you stink? No. Please like, follow, subscribe, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Life with Nori Disease. Comment below, what do you want to learn? I don't know. Tell us what's up. Hopefully we'll start those vlogging lifestyles a little bit better here in the near future as I get settled in with a new routine. All right, want to carry us out? Wiggle, 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 wiggle.